Improved infiltration. Removes movement speed penalty while infiltrated. Probably the main skill for infiltration, allows you to quickly run up, detonate and escape. Extremely useful. Instant revival. Revival is now instant for Cyrus. Another one of the core talents, allows you to approach while invisible and immediately revive fallen. In fact, with the skill you can skip Stealth Branch completely, but we will discuss this a little bit later. Teleport Homer. Allows you to replenish your scouts from any place on the map. Not mandatory, but a very pleasant skill. Scouts are quite fragile, and with the skill you won't have to run back and forth to replenish them. Plus, they could be used more aggressively with it. On the downside, the use is not instantaneous, and there is, while not huge, a noticeable cooldown. Specialist Ammunition. High-powered shot for sniper rifle and high explosive for shotgun. Another core feat, it uses ammunition, but it's very easy to replenish it in the original campaign. High power does massive burst damage on any infantry, even bosses. Most of the elite enemies just get one-shotted, such as Xanthropes, whose death leads to AoE heart attack on guns. High explosive, although it claims to deal damage even to vehicles and buildings, in practice barely scratches them, and is only effective against groups of infantry units, which it blows away perfectly. In general, a shotgun is not bad as a weapon. It has AoE, deals bonus damage at point blank and knockback targets. But due to the ability to shoot down a priority target or deal decent damage to bosses, the sniper rifle is much more versatile, plus it has a long range, which allows you to keep scouts at a safe distance. Although it's not always the best strategy, but we'll talk about this in the mini branch. Flamer Aptitude. Unlocks flamers and the immolate ability that ignites ground. Unfortunately, it's not Space Hulk, so as always, the flamers is not needed. Immolate has about the same damage as the flamer itself. Marked Target. Marks an attacked enemy, increasing the party accuracy on that enemy. Accuracy is a strong bonus, but there are a few things to consider. The ability has a built-in cooldown that is roughly equal to the rate of fire of a sniper rifle, so if you take a bolter, the mark won't appear more often. Therefore, the mark only works on one target at a time and increases the damage of the team only against key targets, such as carnifexes, vehicles and bosses, which is in general a good thing. You just need to realize that the perk will not increase your damage overall. Improved loadout. Must have as always. I should note that scouts as well as tacticals have one equipment slot more, plus there is some equipment that is used only by them, remote detonator, cluster mines. Demolition charge, while universal, works best from invisibility too. The main difference from tacticals is that scouts have almost no direct damage, they're all about using abilities and supporting team. If you give Tarkus 3 Seals of Purity, he will become quite powerful, but it will do almost nothing on scouts. Drop Smoke. On entering and leaving infiltrate, scouts stun all nearby enemies. A highly underrated ability that is usually not taken in the vanilla campaign and ignored in the add-on. The logic is generally understandable. Cyrus is running around with a sniper rifle, so what is the point of investing in the melee branch? But as I already said, although skill points give bonuses to stats, the increase is quite small, and we are mostly interested in the feats. But let's return to the ability. It's an AoE stun on demand. To be more precise, it's 2 stuns that can be chained. Turn it on, everyone is stunned, wait a couple of seconds, turn it off, all enemies are crowd controlled again, add on top of it blind grenade, and infiltrate cooldown is almost finished. Incredibly strong. It almost allows you to paralyze humanoid bosses, but also very useful just against ordinary hordes of enemies. It is of course more convenient to use it with shotgun, as Cyrus will always be close to the enemies, but in general it's not a problem to bring him closer with a rifle either. Stillness. Infiltrate costs no energy while standing still. Sounds useful, but in fact there are almost no situations when you want to stand in one place in invisibility. Usually you just need to run in, throw explosive and retreat. And for that you just need movement speed from improved infiltration. In general, the whole energy branch looks like it should be leveled on Cyrus, but in fact it's a trap. And the only thing you need it for is the remote detonation pack, which is fun enough, blows half the screen off, but it doesn't do anything to bosses. Plus you already have tools to deal with buildings and regular infantry. Don't get me wrong, it's a fun ability, it's interesting to play with it at least once, but when it comes to efficiency, it's just not there. Silent Revival. Revival doesn't break Infiltrate. Cool, we run up in stealth, revive the fallen, no one notice you, just great. Except we already have Instant Revival, which does the same thing but better. And combining the two feats together won't make much improvement. Well, yeah, you can put Cyrus in stealth on the boss arena and he will just keep running around constantly resurrecting dying teammates, you know, sort of corpse running, but you shouldn't really get to that point. Advanced Infiltrate. The use of equipment does not break stealth. In fact, it's the only ability that makes it worth investing in the energy branch, and it's needed only for one single thing: remote detonation pod. No, of course you can sit in invisibility and shoot high-powered shots at boss, but you already can do it just from the maximum range. And yes, bosses have quite noticeable regeneration, so it's much more efficient to use such abilities in combat, not giving them time to recover. But okay, remote detonation, what's the downsides? It's slow. Run up, mine, run away, detonate, repeat. Then, many squads and turrets have detection zone, which means that very often you won't be able to place explosives optimally, which slows down the process even more. Finally, the enemies will not see Cyrus, but they usually pay attention to the bomb itself, blowing it up with Cyrus himself. And as I said before, it has almost zero impact on bosses. It's a fun ability, but it's just too expensive to unlock, and the feats that come before it have very low value on their own. Master Infiltrate. Reduces the cost of Infiltrate. Complete overkill. Already at the advanced Infiltrate level you will have all the energy of this world. This talent is just a waste of skill points. First of all, always take Specialist Ammunition. No matter what you use, rifle or shotgun, it gives Cyrus a significant increase in his efficiency. Then improved Infiltration, then improved loadout. Next, if everything is going well and you don't need to raise your allies all the time, drop Smoke. This talent will make your life much easier. After that, Instant Revival. But if you have problems, you can switch them. Also, drop Smoke is honestly better. After that, take Teleport Homer. And finally go to the range branch up to Mark Target. If you really want, you can go instead into Energy. But Advanced Infiltrate will only come at the very end, and do you really need it at this stage? As a result, we have extremely strong party support build with AoE stun, mark, instant revival, and of course ability to throw demolition charge from invisibility. An alternative, sort of classical build for those who want to play with remote detonation. The start is the same: Specialist Ammunition, improved Infiltration, improved loadout, but after that we go straight for Advanced Infiltrate. This way there will be plenty of time to play around with explosives. After that, get what you want: Teleport Homer, Mark Target or drop Smoke. In general, this build is also perfectly viable, but I personally do not recommend it. Just too many points spent essentially to nowhere.